It's like if you are going and doing all these supplements and all that kind of stuff, first, it's like going out of the woods, cutting down an oak tree, and then using sandpaper to take the bark off. Hey guys, Eric Kupitz, personal trainer, functional aesthetics EC, helping average guys perform better inside and outside the gym. So, until you get these 5 principles right, nothing else matters. So one of the biggest things that I see guys doing, and one of the biggest mistakes, is spending hours and hours watching YouTube videos like this one, right? Reading blog posts, reading magazine articles, doing all this research, listening to podcasts and stuff, and getting kind of, as a result, lost in the minutia. Now, nothing against doing research. In fact, I highly, highly recommend that you do some research. But what often happens is that we get distracted by the sexy 20% of things that are going to actually lead to 10 to 20% of the results that you're going to actually get. These things would include like testosterone boosting herbs, right? Ashwagandha, black seed oil, Tangat Ali, maybe even testosterone type stuff, different herbs that are supposed to boost your testosterone, right? We got sauna, ice baths, red light therapy, agonizing over whether or not you should be eating organic foods, right? All these different things that, while they may have a place, and they can definitely accelerate, accentuate, and help you get better results in the gym, if you focus on those first, it's like getting the cart before the horse. I was actually, the reason I was bringing up testosterone is because there was a guy that came to me and he was looking for some training and everything, and he was asking me what my opinion was on testosterone, right? And I'm like, that's, we got a lot of other things we need to be working on first before we're focusing on the supplement end of things. So we live in an amazing time where we have information, access to information 24/7. We have the wisdom of the ages at our fingertips, right? But the downside of that is that there's so much information to sort through, and not all of it is going to be applicable to you. Mastery is the ability to sort through the different information, the different protocols, the different applications of those protocols, and decide based upon, and be able to understand based upon where you are, which of those is going to be the most beneficial to get you to the next level in your training. So before you start worrying about the protocols that I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this video, there's 5 things that you should be focusing on. Number 1, you want to be focusing on, do I have a diet that's right for me and the goals that I'm pursuing? Number 2, do I have a workout that makes sense for what I want to achieve? Or am I just going to the gym and just doing random exercise? Number 3, are you getting enough sleep per night? And for most people, this is 7 to 9 hours of sleep, right? If you are having to have caffeine and take pre-workouts before your workout to get you through the workout and get you through your day, you're not getting enough sleep. Number 4, are you getting enough stress? Or are you getting enough stress? Are you eliminating unnecessary stress in your life? Because a lot of things add to our stress bucket simply because we're not aware of them, or we're handling situations in a wrong way, or we're not organized enough in our life, right? If your life isn't organized, it's all chaotic, it's going to be adding a bunch of stress that doesn't need to be there. And then the stress that does need to be there, because it's almost impossible to completely eliminate stress, and there's actually some stress that in certain contexts is actually good for you, right? Lifting weights, for example, is a good stress. Dieting to lose body fat is also a good stress. Short-term reduction in calories, exposure to heat, cold, those are good forms of stress. But there's other stresses that are chronic stresses that you can't entirely eliminate, but if you learn to manage them, then it's going to be better. So focusing on the stress as well, right? And then lastly, realizing that alcohol is not a necessary part of your diet. Alcohol is going to decrease testosterone levels. It's going to raise estrogen levels. This means it's going to be harder to build muscle. It's going to be easier to gain fat. It's going to be harder to lose fat. Second, alcohol is going to destroy your gut microbiome. When your gut is unhealthy, it increases levels of inflammation. When inflammation goes up, you have more stress. More stress, more cortisol, harder to lose body fat. Again, sometimes in response to stress, we'll gain fat because our body thinks, oh, we're going to be going through a stressful time like starvation, right? Or some stressful events coming up. If the more times you put yourself through the stress, your body's like, oh, I need more reserves to have on hand, so if this happens again, that I will be prepared and be ready for it. So anything you could do to be eliminating that stress is going to be good. And alcohol is a thing that is going to add to the stress bucket, because while it might temporarily relieve the stress, help you forget about it, it's going to also decrease your quality of sleep. When your quality of sleep is disrupted, it disrupts your hormonal cycles, right? Most of your human growth hormone is actually produced while you're sleeping. And so if you're not getting a good night's sleep, you're going to be throwing that off as well. The other thing alcohol is going to do is lead to dehydration as well. So dehydration is not ideal if you're trying to build muscle. All right, guys, so to recap, we live in an age where we have an abundance of information, and this is great because we can become our best selves provided we know how to sift through that information. And I gave you the 5 things that you should be focusing on first and foremost before you're worrying about supplements and any of these other trending health and wellness topics sort of things, right? And how it's like if you are going and doing all these supplements and all that kind of stuff, first, it's like going out of the woods, cutting down an oak tree, and then using sandpaper to take the bark off. You'd be better served using a planer, which is going to be your diet, the proper workout routine, and then the sleep, the stress management, removing alcohol from your diet, etc., right? And so, go out there, do your research. First and foremost, know what is your goal? What am I trying to achieve with my workouts, right? And then, once you know what the goal is, go and do some research to figure out what is going to be a workout routine that is going to facilitate the goal that I want to achieve. And then what also is going to be the diet that is going to match the workout routine so that I not only have enough energy to get through the workout routine, if my goal is to lose fat, is this diet also not only going to be healthy, is it also going to help me to lose body fat? Okay? And if you need any help with that, feel free to reach out to me at aceproaaron@gmail.com, and we can set up a time to talk. And because I have a 16-week program designed for men over 40 to help them lose 20 pounds of body fat while gaining 5 to 10 pounds of lean muscle. And we're also going to help you to become a better athlete all around while you're doing this. This is not just for aesthetics, just to build some muscle and to lose some body fat. You're also going to be able to perform better based upon the way that we're training as well. And you can do all this in only 20 to 30 minutes of strength training per day. All right, last but not least, if you're not willing or ready to commit to 16 weeks of working with a professional quite yet, I do have a free challenge that I'm hosting on Facebook starting on Monday, the 5th of August at 5 o'clock p.m. It's going to go for 5 days, and what we're going to be covering is one of these basics right here: how to construct a foundational diet that works for you and your body. Right? So it goes beyond just basic macronutrient counting. It goes beyond, low fat, no fat, low carb, any of this kind of stuff. It's about finding the macronutrient ratio that works ideally for you, and also how to adjust that based upon the feedback that your body is giving to you. So how to know if you're eating too many carbohydrates, how to know if you're eating too little carbohydrates, how to know if you're overdoing on the fat for your particular body. Some people do very well on a lot of fat, other people don't do very well on that, right? Some people can do great on a diet that's almost 70% carbohydrates, and they seem to function quite well on that, and other people are going to be a little bit different. And then also the kind of training that you're doing is also going to dictate to a large extent how your body responds to what you're doing, right? And so being able to understand not just from having a static diet, but read the signs and symptoms that your body is giving you to understand when and how to adjust your carbohydrate or your fat intake up or down so that you get back in that sweet spot of ideal function and optimization. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and either reach out to me at my email address, aceproaaron@gmail.com, but definitely go over to Facebook and look up Aaron Kubitz. Send me a friend request. I'll add you into the friends list. We can add you into then a private Facebook group for this 5-day challenge coming up, where you'll get all the replays from the videos too. So if you're not able to show up at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, then there will be replays that will be sent out via email after that, and you'll get all that information sent to you. So if you're interested in that, again, go friend me on Facebook, mention that you are interested in joining the challenge, and we'll get you all set up with that. So until next time, stay strong, train smart, and we'll see you all next week for more health and fitness information.